Yes. In this session, we are going to see the introduction of GD&T, history of GD&T, and the advantages of using GD&T in drawings. So GD&T is a technical drawing language which is used as a standard throughout the world. In the manufacturing environment, quality is very important, and we must control the cost, and process must minimize waste and use the resource very effectively. To achieve these things, many parts are now purchased globally. Means no component, like all the components need not have to be manufactured in the same organization or in the same machine shop. If a similar part is being supplied by a supplier for a less price outside the country or outside the company, so companies are ready to go and purchase those parts. In order to buy all these parts outside the our company, so we need to make sure that the design intent needs to be conveyed properly to the manufacturing plant or the supplier, like what we need that needs to be supplied, informed to the supplier. So when we use GD&T, since it is a precise language with engineering symbols, this symbols can be understood by all the people in the world. So if we create a drawing using these symbols, this will be easily readable, and it will be interpreted in the proper manner by whoever is reading the drawing in the world. So this gives us the benefit of conveying the design intent properly to the manufacturing plant, so that the manufacturer creates the component in such a way that it is functionally fit and it meets our standard and it satisfies our assembly also. So GD&T is widely used in aviation industry, automobile industry, and heavy equipment industry. History of GD&T. So the history takes us to the year 1938 by the engineer called Stanley Parker. When he was working in Great Britain, he found that parts were rejected when inspected using the traditional tolerances. However, he found that many parts were functionally fit, but they are technically out of specification tolerance, so they have been rejected. So when he investigated further, he determined that the standard XY coordinate tolerance resulted in a square tolerance zone, like this, a square tolerance zone. But what he found is the parts that were slightly lying out of the square tolerance were rejected, but they were functionally fit. For example, in this drawing you can see, if you draw a circle covering this square, you will get a radius of 0.07. So if the part is like just lying outside this 0.05, they were telling that it was rejected, but functionally it was fit. So that's what it made him to determine the concept called as true position. So true position is the position of the feature defined by the basic dimension. So it's nothing but basically defining the feature's location by its basic dimensions. So based on the true position concept, now in today we have developed a lot of other concepts like flatness, straightness, roundness, run out, and much more other concepts have been developed in the GD&T. What is GD&T? So geometric dimensioning and tolerancing is a language of symbols, as we discussed earlier, used to describe a part's nominal geometry and the allowable tolerance for variation. So it defines your component's geometry, and it gives a tolerance also, how much it can vary, because no feature without any tolerance you can't manufacture any component. So we need a tolerance, so that can be defined properly using a GD&T. So it helps us to define a feature's location, shape, and orientation of the part. So you can see in this figure, you can see size, form, location, and orientation. These can be controlled effectively by using GD&T. So this is very important for any component to be manufactured. And the main advantage is like a function of a part and how that part functions with related parts is taken into account when we use GD&T. If you don't use GD&T, a part will be dimensioned only based on its own features. Like a component is having a hole, means only hole, that much only it will be there. But when we use GD&T, it considers this part where it is going to assemble, or what is the function of this part, and accordingly what are the tolerances is required. Those things will be taken into account and it will be applied. So GD&T has established standards which is used throughout the world, so everyone can follow it very easily without any issue. The proper application of GD&T is defined within an American Society of Mechanical Engineers standard used primarily in the United States. So this is the standard which is followed in the United States, American Society for Mechanical Engineers. They have described the GD&T, how to use the GD&T in a drawing. This is followed in the US. In the rest of the world, it is defined by the International Organization for Standardization, which is called as ISO. So except the US, remaining part of the world are following this one, including India.